Hey guys, Rod here with VML Sports Cards. I am super excited to do this video with you today. Actually, my second PSA return is back, and this time around, I do not know what the grades are. So I got the email a couple of weeks ago, and this time around, they didn't ask me if I needed to approve anything in terms of the value of the cards. So I held off, stayed disciplined, and did not try to peek at what the grades would be. So I'm going to be opening these and finding out my grades for the first time with you guys as well as I'm doing this video. So that's pretty exciting. So let me give you a quick timeline. So I did do these are the express order, 75 bucks a pop to get them graded. And these are some older cards from my collection as a kid. So it's 6 cards total. PSA received, or I should say they arrived at PSA on March the 12th. They were entered into their system on May 3rd, and then they were shipped back out to me on June 15th. So pretty quick turnaround. I think once PSA shut down all new submissions, I think they really did start catching up because that's right around when I got my first submission, and then here we are a few weeks later with my second submission, second return submission. So I have a few others that are still going through the process. Hopefully I'll get those back in a couple of months, but nonetheless, let's check out what these 6 cards are and how they graded. All right. All right, so we got the camera set up. And I went ahead and cut the box because I don't want to waste time with that. But again, I have not seen what's inside the box in terms of the grades of these cards. Matter of fact, I was too afraid to go back into PSA to look at the order to see exactly which cards they were. I think I remember like 3 or 4 of them, but I don't remember all of them because I was too afraid that I would actually end up accidentally seeing the grades ahead of time before doing this video. So, all right, so I count 6. I see 6 right here, which is what it should be. And what I'm going to do is going to pull these out, see if I can do these upside down. And we'll just kind of do our reveal this way from the bottom up. Okay. Okay. Kind of nervous here. And my wife's seen these. I have not. She promised not to say anything, and she didn't, which was great. But here we go. All right. First is... All right, so you can see the back of it right here. This is a Jordan 1988-99 Fleer card, number 17 out of 132. This is essentially his third-year card. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got a mint 8. I know with this card, centering is not the most ideal. You can see left to right is very solid, but top to bottom, you can see it's not quite as good. Was really hoping I would at least get a 9 on this based off of that, but as I look at it further, maybe some of the corners, I like how I just, excuse me, sorry about that. I think maybe some of the corners might just not be as sharp as they potentially could be. So anyway, so a Jordan 30-year card, PSA 8. Picked this card up at a card shop raw, and I think I paid like 50 bucks for this as a kid, which was a good chunk of change. Okay, moving to our second card. This is one of my favorites. So you can already see it here. It's the Kobe Skybox EX2000 rookie card. Pretty rare card. It's a very hard card to grade because it's not only die cut, but it's also like acetate. So it's just really hard to see what you would get there. Okay, so here we are, and we got a mint 7. I know some of the corners on this are not as ideal either. If you see on the top left right here where my thumb is at, you can see there's a little bit of greening. If you focus on that there. So PSA 7. All right, moving on. Next, Tim Duncan. So this was actually Tim Duncan's Chrome Rookie. This is actually one of the best pulls I ever had as a kid. At the card shop, the second these came out, I happened to walk into the card shop, and he was the shop owner was selling these packs for about $10 a pack, which was unheard of back in the day. Like $10 a pack. I was like, I remember picking the pack, and it was the very first pack. Like, it was a fresh box, first pack at the bottom right, and I think there were only 4 cards in it at the time, and the very last card in that pack was a Duncan. And here we have a mint 7. I know one of the issues with this is there is some greening. I think it's extremely well centered. I think the surface is great, but it is starting to green, which a lot of the chrome cards from back in the day, you start to see more. You start to see that as more of an issue. I always felt like as a kid I should have sent this in the PSA earlier. I think it would have graded better before some of the greening occurred, and I think that naturally is the case. I think a lot of times you'll see cards, if they've already been slabbed, let's say a 10, but then they start to green. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still a 10 according to PSA. So in this one, I think that's probably where I failed, is the greening here. So the overall eye appeal is not going to be as good as it would have been, 15 or 20 years ago. Anyway, so Chrome Duncan PSA 7. So, all right, moving along. So we're halfway through. Let's do the second half here. So this one, I know this one has some greening as well. Steve Nash, Chrome rookie. Obviously, coach of the Nets. They just got bounced from the playoffs, but Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, and a really fun player to watch from back in the day. So, based off of that, yeah, here we are, PSA 7. You can see the greening is more evident, I think, with this one than other ones. And when I say other ones, I'm really just referring to the Duncan card. So, yeah, you can kind of see it right there. So again, with this one, I thought the centering was good, the corners were good, surface was good, but that greening, is an issue. You can start to see it. In fact, you can actually see his face. That's the only part of his face where you still see his original skin. He's kind of turning into the Hulk right now. All right, so thus far, I'm a little bit disappointed, got to be honest with you, especially considering the price point of what I paid to get these graded. I mean, if I had known that they would come back to this, I probably would have just waited and for PSA to open back up, whatever time frame it was, and go from there. But 2 cards left, so let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So this is Iverson's Chrome rookie. Really hoping that this one will grade better than the previous 2 Chrome rookies, because I know that greening on this one is not as bad. So let's see. And on this one, we got an 8. So Iverson PSA 8. And you can start to see a little bit of greening kind of around his shoulders right here, as well as just underneath his neck above the red above his jersey. But Iverson Chrome PSA 8. And lastly is my Kobe Topps rookie. At this point, the way these cards have gone, this is really a crapshoot. I have no idea what this is going to come back at. I know it's not going to be a 10, but I'm hoping for at least a 9. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Okay. So this one's graded a 9. I bought this with a lot of cards back in the day when the Topps cards were much more common. But yeah. Okay, well, I guess I can't really complain too much about this one. Like I said, the other Chrome rookies, not a huge fan of the grades, but it is what it is. So again, to kind of summarize, so we have the Jordan 30-year card, PSA 8, the Kobe EX 2000, PSA 7, the Chrome, PSA 7, the Nash rookie, PSA 7, the Iverson rookie, PSA 8, and then Kobe, PSA 9. All right, guys, what are your thoughts on these grades? What are you guys seeing? Are you finding that your grades are coming back the same? Are things getting a little bit more difficult with PSA? I feel like there has to be some level of accountability that they have on their side to make sure they're not giving out the grades the way they used to, especially the way the market's been. Even though it's been down recently, it's still hotter than what it had been in the previous 2 decades. But anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.